In regards to the June trip that the killers made, did you provide Garcia or Rivera with any money for expenses associated with that trip?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And where did you get the money from to do that?
From Charlie Adelson.
Can you tell us about that? What was the context of you getting that money?
Sigfredo would just ask me, hey, I'm going to need some money. I need to go out of town. And I'm like, okay. So then I'd go to Charlie, or I'd be at Charlie's house, and I'll tell him I need some money for the expenses.
And he gave you some money?
Yes, ma'am.
About how much money, if you know?
I can't recall, but it was a couple $100.
She says she got about $200, but that's not true. Listen to what Luis Rivera says in his proffer, and I believe him over Katie any day of the week.
All right, you said 5,000 just a minute ago from Katie.
Coming up.
Oh no, when we're coming up this way, he had money. I said, yo, how much money you got? I think he's like $5,000. Like that, I give you that much money to take a ride? Yeah, let's go. And he, gave me $500. Then the next trip is when he had like $2,000. And he gave me $200 out of that shit.
So Katie says she only got a couple $100s from Charlie, but she doesn't really go into it, does she? Luis says they got $7,000, $5,000 one time, $2,000 another time, and I believe that. But when was that, and who gave her the money? Now, I know in Katie's trials they focus on August and October as major times where Katie got more cash right after the murder, but there's a different time frame I want to focus on.
What was the highest?
August 2014.
Okay, what was the second highest?
October.
Okay.
What about April, May, and June? She goes January in 2014. She goes January $400, February $2,000, March $600, then April $3,100, May $2,600, June $4,100. What about that money? Where did that money come from? So here's what I'm getting at, folks. Katie and Sigfredo had meetings that Luis was not aware of before he went down with them. Check out this clip, which is another reason why I think Sigfredo visited Tallahassee before his 2 trips with Luis.
Like I said, he probably been here before he brought me.
Did he say that?
I don't know. But in my knowledge, for you to get there so quick, because Tallahassee's a confusing place.
Did he use a Garmin or a navigational tool?
I'm not going to see him make another story. The man drove straight to that man's house without a paper in his hand. You don't need no paper. Roll back. That's the house right there.
Pat Sanford, investigator Isom, they're like, this doesn't make sense. And Tato himself is like, yeah, he probably came down here before. So if he came down there before, when was the money transfer? Who gave the money? I would like to know that.